Alright, hello, all that jazz. Let's try that out just a little bit. Okay, obviously we're showing off the little guy. Um, this week I had a lot of pain midweek, so I couldn't do as much as I wanted to. I was working on something this morning where I made this piece. And I also have this piece, which needs to be cut down. For some reason, the Mod Podge got really watery. I think it's actually the sticker quality that's the problem. But this one's also going to be cut down into like 4x6s and stuff. I just had a sticker book that I wasn't really using from Nightmare Before Christmas stickers. So I was like, well, I might as well turn it into something to put something else. That's still drying. I was doing that earlier today. But I did this piece, which I already had cut down. These are some scrap pieces that I might use like to edge a page. But we have these 4x6s. Yeah, you see the bird. I know I'm getting right into it, but you know, there's not much to. Oh, it doesn't want to focus on the bird at all. Focus. There we go. It's really pretty. I enjoy the. This is another book. I just didn't like how big. You see how big the white outline is on these? It doesn't look too bad when it's like this, and I could top it with like a central piece. So, I have no central pieces to use because I'm always unprepared. You know, I could just pull out one real fast and show you what I'm talking about. Pull one out of the scrap I have here. That's not nice. Okay. You know, we'll just do the monkey. So I could just put, say I put the monkey here on top, and I'll do like a blurb here, or put the monkey here and do a blurb on this side. You know, it's just utilizes something that I wasn't using and was just sitting in my stash unused, which kind of defeats a lot of the purpose with crafting. You want to use your stash as much as you can. So we got this. This one has the bird on it. I really like that one. Then we have this one. This one with the side eye from the beaver. And then the last one I think is, I already showed it. No, I didn't. This one has the bird in the corner. The dual mushrooms there. And then I turned some other parts of it, like this is going to be probably a pocket in the junk journal, the mouse. And then we have 3 bookmarks. And this came from a 12x12, 2 bookmarks, I bet. This came from a 12x12 sheet, you know. 2 bookmarks, 4x6s, and this will be scrap. I can put this on the edging of a page, no problem. So this was my main project this week. I ended up not doing anything digital. This was a side project, this was a side project, that was a side project. And so was the Nightmare Before Christmas one. There's this, which is the written thing that I'm going to be adding to all the junk journals. It says, junk journals are a magical place where everything can fit. Your favorite colors, designs, memories, notes, pieces of your days. Everything all stashed away within the pages of this journal. There can be a specific purpose, or freely put together on a whim. That is the magic of it all. So, with this junk journal, take yourself on a journey within its pages. Write a thought that pops into your head on a noted piece of paper and stash it away to surprise yourself later. Tear out new holes to shine to other pages with notes or your favorite stickers. Fidget with it and add little tidbits to the pages as well. making it your own the best way possible. This journal is for you. It makes the little pieces we view as junk magical. I hope you enjoy every page. Much love, always, Angel Charlet. And I obviously inked the front and the back because what is life without flair? I'll get to these in a second. Clear. That's like the last thing I'll show. And each junk journal I send out or give out will have that. Like if I give it away as a gift or anything, you know. So this is quite literally just bases. I glue them a certain way because I want to make sure that the paperclip doesn't fall out. You see, like I could push relatively hard there without it popping out. I use this glue. It's the Fabrifix. Everyone has their favorite. That's one of my favorite. I use it when stuff gets difficult. So I glued that in the center here. And then I just used my micro glue. This is just everyone always asks. This one. You have to use the extra strong formula though, in my opinion. There's less water in the formula. And it just holds paper better. I tried using the normal and it always makes the paper immediately ripple. It's kind of crap. But that way I don't use up all the Fabrifix because that bottle is at most $2 a bottle. That's if you're spending it like on the high end. Usually I get it for around $1.50, $1.25. This bottle though is equivalent to $10 a bottle. It's kind of ridiculous. So I mix mash my glues just to save on funds and such. And these ones are smaller. There's white, gray, and black in here. Let's see the white and black. And these ones are bigger. I actually glued all of these this week. And set them up. There's probably a couple hundred. But I'll show you what a finished altered paperclip actually looks like. And I'll probably spend the next couple weeks working on those. Let's reach altered paperclip. Here we go. So this is what they'll turn into in the future. Like you got this. Like look at that. And some of this is literally like this is from a tag that I got off a toy. And I could add other text on here. I can easily, you know, change these a bit if I want to. Like that's just a bit of a pumpkin, you know. And we got this one. This one I didn't do much to because I thought the writing was enough. This one says, what matters is not the flowers, but the sense of ceremony. Being remembered, being missed, being romantic. Loving and not perfunctoring. I think it's probably a typo. I think it meant perfecting. I have more of a cute / cottagecore style / horror, I guess. With a lot of what I do. Now that we got those out of the way, this is the main thing I worked on this week. It took a lot of time. So these are what I needed more of them. And I just did bases. So they're just notes in the cards. And then the, doesn't want to go back in. And you line it back up. Like so. And you can just put it in a pocket or put it in with an altered paperclip. And then there's the backing. So we got all of these blue ones here. See, I did mostly the kings and such. I could do any number, really. These are really large playing cards. I got a batch of them relatively cheap. It was nice. And then we got these ones, which I could go through them real fast. So we got 2 text ones. And the backing of these, that was just cardstock I had on hand. None of this was bought new. All of this is either scraps or, you know, I didn't print anything off. It's from books that were going to be thrown away anyway. This is supposed to be like a dark forest vibe. Came from the Dante book. Like I said, see, like there's a note space on the back. And this could easily pull out. You have another note spot. Just adding a little extra, you know. And I like to add two to three of these per junk journal. I feel like they add a lot. And it doesn't take up a lot of space. And you got writing space on the back. You got writing space on the front, you know. That piano is strong. Let's turn that down just a little bit more. See, it's really pretty. And I know this came from an old dragon book that I had. This came from an old, like, sketch drawing book. Just a paper pad. Dante. Old book. Old watercolor book. I really love this one. The brown. You see, not all of them have to come from the top. They can come from the side. They can come from the bottom. I like picture you like getting into a page and then this was there. Look how pretty that is. And again, like you're giving new life to stuff that's been basically destined to fail, destined to be thrown out and killed. That's a bit extreme. Destined to be lost to time, and now it has another moment in time. I just like the idea of things just vanishing to vanish. Go find new life for stuff. And even then, once a person's done writing on these and crafting with these, you can tear it up and throw it in a blender and create new paper with it, you know? Maybe dye it. Little angels. Guy on a camel. A girl on a camel. This also came from the dragon book. I think a lot about how to... As you can see, I made quite a few of these. I was like, oh, I'm gonna use up these papers real fast, and you know they've been sitting around. They're not paper I've been using. I might as well put them on these things, and then just endless and endless and endless. This is a... So there was these books that had they had like small stories inside a larger book. It was like Reader Digest or something like that. And you would have the covers of those books kind of in them, which was really cool. Another one. And another one. You know. I really like this one. Might keep a couple of these for myself. That's the cool part when you craft stuff like this, is you can keep whatever you like. And it's really easy. Like I said, you just, you take the base, whatever your base is. So my base was this green color here. Then I glued this square on, just around the outside. Then I glued this on in the back. And then I sliced it open, right here, with my guillotine. Then the little flap opening here, like it had that one here, it had on this side. Glue in that little white strip, and then... Yeah, got some measuring you have to do for the white strip, but you can also kind of eyeball it. Cut it with a pair of scissors if you want. Oh, Those junk journal slips I made, I forgot to mention, I made 50 of those, because, you know, be ready. Probably turn that one upside down. It's art, but, you know. I got this. It's really cute. This is, again, that washi tape that I used a while back. I just made a bunch of them. I think it's really cute. I know I'm going pretty quickly, but, like, there's a lot of them here. There's not much to talk about. They all use the same design. Gotta stay on camera. I really like these pages. And the best part about this, too, is I can add stuff to the front if I want to. And to the back, you know? There's way more customizability that can go with these. Oh, and this was I basically used cluster pieces and turned it into a sheet I could cut down. I really liked this one. You gotta love it. Look at that. And then that's the final one. Like I said, very simple this week. I was in pain a couple days to the point where I was actually sleeping a lot. You know, the body needs to heal sometimes. And I wasn't able to get a bunch of digital stuff done just because when you're hurt, you're hurt. Nothing really works. It's the downside about having chronic pain. I did a bunch of laundry this week, though. God, the song is so sad. Why don't we do something a little bit more somber, I guess. I'm thinking about writing this week. I have some goals in mind for writing. The little corner doesn't want to pop out. There we go. And there's been lots of thinking this week on the sense of what's valuable, what's important. There's a lot of things going on in the world, and I've decided the point to everything that I'm doing and the growth I want to see and the memories I want to put forward is simply love and understanding. Because you can understand people and you can say that you understand people. But unless you put your feet on the ground and make an effort to understand them through their own means, you know nothing. And even then, you have experiences different than theirs, so you can never fully understand them. And meeting them on that regard and listening to them and trying to express love for who they are is in itself the best value. I know it sounds weird to say it that way, but lots of thinking this week. Lots of being open to other people and cherishing the world even if it doesn't really want to cherish you back. Anyway, that's all. I hope you have a great week. I'm probably going to post again next week. I'm trying to do this every week. I don't want you to try to find a way to smile. I don't want to say do something special to make yourself happy or anything like that. I just try to find your reason. Try to find your cause. Try to find your justification for being alive and here. And hold on to that. It's important.